the allegations are incredible, incredibly disturbing. So Christian Combs is accused of sexual assault, harassment, and infliction of emotional distress in this lawsuit.
Greetings, y'all, and welcome to Seek Things Above TV. I'm your host, Lou Ciccone. Let's go ahead and start off by seeing what's the latest as far as, what the news is saying about where Diddy is at right now.
Contra is a Fox News contributor, and he joins us now. Joe, you have been following the story, the coverage of it. What do you think? Where's it going?
Well, does P. Diddy increasingly look more and more like Jeffrey Epstein at this point? Because so many people are coming forward now, like one of his former bodyguards or his ex-girlfriend. And you see the avalanche start to happen because no one fears talking about what may have happened at this mansion during these parties, as far as trafficking, as far as all these horrible allegations against P. Diddy, and he deserves due process. That's certainly for sure. But now one of his former bodyguards is coming forward and saying, yeah, there are tapes, undoubtedly, of not just celebrities, A-list celebrities, but politicians and princes and priests that may have been at these freak-off parties. Now, that doesn't indict them necessarily. Maybe they're just there for a party. But if these other things were going on, it just makes you wonder who knew what and what exactly happened. This isn't going away. He can go for all the bike rides that he wants, but this is going to be a story, particularly for TMZ, for many, many months.
Well, to your point,
this man is bike riding, and obviously the bike riding thing is a means of him kind of blowing off what's going on, right? So it's kind of like saying, yo, okay, look, y'all got nothing on me. I'm out here. I'm riding my bike. I'm living my best life, doing whatever I'm doing. And that's how he's trying to carry this whole situation right now. And I don't know if this is just kind of him being delusional or if the PR people told him to do this kind of stuff, act like there's nothing going on, because if it looks like everything's normal, then it's all good, or I don't know. But it's a strange tactic for him to decide to go that route. The latest thing that is happening right now is a really unexpected turn of events in this whole situation. And for that, we're going to go over to, let's go over to NBC News right here. Let me pull this up for y'all. And man, listen to this. I will try to, if you hear me, beeping out stuff, that's because YouTube is hyper sensitive to certain words. So we're going to try to clean this up a little bit as we go along. But let's hop into NBC News right here and listen to this report, y'all. Listen to this.
Well, NBC News is getting an exclusive look at a new lawsuit involving music mogul Sean Diddy Combs. In the lawsuit, a woman is accusing Diddy's son, Christian Combs, while she was working on a yacht chartered by his father in 2022. Sean Combs is accused of aiding and abetting. Reps for both men have not yet responded to comment on this latest incident, but it is the latest allegation against Diddy, who's facing accusations of trafficking. He has denied all of the recent claims against him. We have NBC News entertainment correspondent Chloe Malas here on set today. So talk to us a little bit about what you have learned in this exclusive lawsuit that NBC News was able to obtain.
Yeah, I mean, look, the allegations are incredible, incredibly disturbing. So Christian Combs is accused of assault, harassment, and infliction of emotional distress in this lawsuit, and Sean Combs is being sued for premises liability as the one who procured the yacht. This woman claims that in late December, just days before Sean Diddy Combs held this big New Year's Eve party, that the son, Christian Combs, who was in his mid-20s at the time, allegedly made unwanted sexual advances towards her, and that she repeatedly told him no, and that at one point things escalated so far that they were in a room, a theater on the yacht, allegedly, and that Christian Combs pulled his pants down and tried to force on her. That's when in the lawsuit she alleges that an individual came into the room and thwarted it. But, she is suing for emotional distress. And in the lawsuit, she claims that she has, this has really derailed her life and a relationship that she had with someone at the time. And that that she's seeking unspecified damages, and this could potentially go to trial if it doesn't settle. That she was
Christian Combs, who goes by the name of King Combs, is also being named now in a different suit from a different defendant now. Like, this is a totally different situation. And yet, it's similar activities, similar things being said. All right, similar things being said. And let's just kind of like clear the air a little bit. Clear the air a little bit and just, try to be level-headed as we approach these things. So we know that in cases like this, yes, there are people who are going to be, opportunists. There are people who are going to be opportunists, and they're going to seize the opportunity here to get their pound of flesh type of thing. So that is a reality when we hear these cases. And as Proverbs tells us, one person sounds good until we hear the other person's account, right? So we know that there's two sides to every story. So everything we're saying here is in light of allegations, right? There's nothing definitive that we could say this 100% happened. We have this evidence. We're not even there yet. We're talking on the level of allegations, okay? So that has to be said. That being the case, though, you got to think that it's going to cost this person something if she just kind of made this story up, right? It's going to cost her something. And if there's any truth to this story, man, this is just another case of where we see the apple not falling far from the tree. The apple not falling far from the tree, and it is rather disturbing indeed. I do think that if you have a situation like this where you have somebody who, like Puffy, P. Diddy is a mogul, he is your role model, he's your dad, you see everything that he's doing, and no doubt these guys have been privy to seeing things that, they perhaps should not have seen growing up, just being that he's their dad, okay? But they are seeking to kind of be like him. You know what I mean? Like there's a sense of where sons want to be like their dads. And so they are seeking to be like him. And I don't think it's far-fetched if we look at the situation and then say, okay, now dudes are doing things that we heard that their dad do. There's a report here about the raids when they first happened, but just watch the end part of this clip I'm going to show, because I'm going to show how you've got the sons lawyering up. Okay, the sons lawyering up, and that was before this happened, before the report about Christian being named in this new thing happened. Okay, so let's head over here and check this out. So shout out to Sidebar Podcast, the Law and Crime Sidebar Podcast, and let's get it going.
We've been following the Sean Diddy Combs saga for months now. Is that a shocker? We've been following it because it is such a wild case, and there are so many moving parts. And this is from the massive lawsuits that were filed against Combs to these raids at his homes in Los Angeles and Miami just last week. And during the raids, during the raid in Los Angeles on March 25th, Combs' sons, Christian and Justin, were actually handcuffed and let out of the homes as investigators from Homeland Security went in to collect evidence. Now, the Southern District of New York is reportedly working on a large trafficking case, and Sean Combs could be involved. Now, the Combs brothers were not under arrest. They were merely detained, likely for everyone's safety, because investigators didn't really know who was at the home or who could be armed with weapons when they go in. They haven't been criminally charged. Neither has Diddy been criminally charged. Now, Justin's mother, fashion designer, as I mentioned, Misa Hilton, she shared a video from the Los Angeles raid on her Instagram page on Tuesday. The footage, which appears to come from security cameras around the home, has been edited and sped up in places. But Hilton wrote, quote, "The overzealous and overtly militarized force used against my sons, Justin and Christian, is deplorable. If these were the sons of a non-black celebrity, they would not have been handled with the same aggression." The Daily Mail now reporting that Hilton has said both Christian and Justin have hired attorney Jeffrey Lichtman. Now, let me explain this to you. This is a trial attorney that has represented some very famous, maybe infamous defendants: Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, John Gotti Jr., fellow rappers The Game, Fat Joe. Hilton says Lichtman will be investigating the use of force involved in the raid. In his own Instagram post, Lichtman called the searches, quote, "over the top."
So y'all heard this thing. Y'all heard this, right? So let's talk about some of these things, the elephants in the room, the little elephants in the room, the big ones, whatever. Let's talk about it, because now you've got Misa Hilton, Justin's mom, saying that whatever happened, like these dudes. Okay, so let's put this in perspective, right? So you have the FBI coming to raid a particular location. They've planned this out. Resources have been spent. All this meticulous planning. All this da 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 da. They go into this building to do the raid, and they find two individuals in there. They don't know who's who at this point. They don't have time to figure out, like, so if there is some wild stuff going on in there, how do the police officers know if these dudes are like brandishing like some serious firearms or whatever it is? They have no clue. And the mere act of them detaining these guys, and I mean, by the video, there's no sense of where, okay, dudes are on the ground or something like that. There's no sense in that. They're just standing there and they're handcuffed. The mere fact that they just got handcuffed is enough for her to say that this wouldn't have happened if her sons were white. That this only happened because the kids were black. Now, listen, y'all. That's a bunch of baloney, okay? That is a bunch of baloney. What do you expect officers to do in a situation where they don't know who's in the building and they find two people in there chilling and they're there to conduct a raid, which is on a very large scale, which has massive implications of the person being, charged with stuff. You know what I mean? Like, so what do you expect them to do? What do you expect them to do? They shouldn't have arrested them. They should have stopped, say, hey guys, what's up, y'all? We here to conduct this raid. Could y'all wait outside for a couple minutes? Like, come on, man. Come on. So that part is just nonsense. That part is absolute nonsense from Misa Hilton. The part that is very, very interesting is the fact that, again, this is before the story dropped today. The story about Christian dropped today. Before that story dropped, these dudes lawyered up with El Chapo's lawyer. Okay? El Chapo's lawyer. Like, it doesn't get more like I need a really good lawyer to defend me than getting El Chapo's lawyer. If you get El Chapo's lawyer, John Gotti Jr.'s lawyer, you know what I'm saying? If you get that kind of caliber of representation, then you must think that there's something wrong, or you must legitimately think that you have a case. And I just do not think that this was just them simply getting I just don't think that this is them simply doing this, lawyering up because of what looks like bogus allegations of police brutality or whatever. That does not seem to compute to me. I think that they know that there's something in the pipelines and they decided to be preemptive and lawyered up. That's just my opinion on this. But so that is what's going on here. That's what's going on. We have Diddy's sons being represented now by El Chapo's lawyer. So I'm sure now with this case dropping, that's what's going on right now. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I would love to hear from y'all. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And if then you have been raised with Christ, seek the things that are above, where Christ is, seated at the right hand of God. Set your minds on things that are above, not on things that are on earth. All right? God bless y'all, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.